Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to your Introduction to High School English classes at Jenison International Academy. This video is part one of two videos, and we will be discussing the components of the course in this video. I can remember when I was growing up, sitting on the counter in my great-grandmother's kitchen. I was watching carefully as she was preparing soup for dinner that night. She made the noodles, baked the chicken, chopped the vegetables, and added them to the pot precisely at the right time, allowing them to simmer together. Then, when I thought she was close to being done, she tasted the soup and adjusted the seasonings and spices. By the time she was finished, she was tired, and a few hours had passed, but I have never found a better tasting soup. There's a lesson here that we can relate to our studies as we begin high school English classes. You see, perfect soup takes time, effort, practice, and experience. However, even an experienced cook will make mistakes from time to time. Taking a can of store-bought soup, dumping it in the pan, and adding a can of water can never compare to the trial and error that goes into perfecting a homemade soup recipe. Reading and writing are the same way. We cannot improve without practice and honest, constructive feedback. There's always room to improve. Additionally, this anecdote serves as a reminder of how we should approach the pieces we read throughout high school. Each of us brings an individual, personalized frame of reference to the table as we read literature. Your experiences, how you've been brought up, where you have been, what you have done, and what you have experienced all play an impact on how we perceive the pieces we will read. Obviously, me watching my great-grandmother make soup as a young child has stuck with me, and something else may stick with you. It is your responsibility to keep an open mind towards your classmates' point of view and show them the same respect you would like to be given when sharing your ideas. A big part of English class is discussion, the sharing of these ideas. It's how we learn, how we expand our frame of references, and how we improve the quality of work and effort we put into English class. Be prepared to share. Open up to your classmates as we become comfortable with one another, and allow your personal perspective to be at the forefront as you read. Make connections to the pieces due to your experiences and your background. Always put forth your best work. Always give your best. Even if your best is not where we need to be, it's a starting point, and it allows us to personalize what we need to work on. Always put forth your best work in what you do so we know where you stand. Finally, keep an open mind. There's going to be many perspectives in this class and in English classes that you have in all classes at Jenison International Academy. Keep an open mind and learn from each other. It's the reason we discuss things. It's the reason we read. It's the reason that we communicate so that we can get a wider picture of what's going on. Welcome to English class, and I know you're going to do great. Making the transition from middle school to high school can be challenging in a traditional environment, not to mention in an online school. For some of you, this might be the first time you have set foot in a public school or in an online environment. For others, maybe you've been with us for a while now and understand the expectations. Regardless of your situation, it is important that we are all on the same page before beginning the semester. Therefore, we will take this first week to familiarize ourselves with the expectations for English class as you move forward. Here is a list of elements that are used throughout the semester in English class. Course components include discussion boards, journals, vocabulary, weekly Class Connect sessions, quizzes and unit tests, writing assignments. Discussion is a key component to any English classroom as it allows us to communicate our feelings towards a piece we are reading or an assignment we are completing. These elements become even more important in an online environment because we do not have the daily interaction as we would have in a normal classroom. Therefore, the discussion board is a place where we can consistently and safely share our ideas with each other. When discussion boards are assigned, it is important that you complete them as close to the deadline as possible in order to ensure that your peers have something to comment on when they visit the discussion board. Each discussion board requires 1 original post and 2 peer responses for a total of 3 posts that move the discussion forward. In order for the discussion to work, it is necessary for you to not just write, "I agree," or "good job" in a post, but rather move the dialogue to another level. For example, this week the discussion will focus on introducing yourself to your classmates. Let's say a peer has posted, "My name is Billy and I enjoy playing hockey." It is not enough to reply with, "I like hockey too." Instead, you need to move the discussion forward by giving Billy something to respond to as well. Try, "My name is Karen and I love hockey too. My favorite team is the Detroit Red Wings. What's yours?" Then, Billy can respond to Karen and the conversation will continue forward. As an effective discussion board participant, you need to make sure that you give the people and the person you are commenting on something to reply to in your post. Additionally, it is your responsibility to check the discussion board regularly and respond to replies that have been left in threads you have created or commented in over the course of the discussion board. For each discussion board assignment, you should try to have your original post done by Tuesday night so that you can respond through Sunday of each week. Journals will be utilized in every unit as a pre-writing and post-assessment assignment. Each journal assignment will give you a prompt to respond to as you begin and end each unit. Take your time and reflect during these assignments, as they generally will allow you to process and navigate through what you will and will have learned. Vocabulary will be incorporated each week into the course. You will receive your list at the beginning of the week and will be assessed on the vocabulary terms at the end of the week. Additionally, there will be some larger assessments concerning vocabulary that will occur midway and at the end of the semester. Vocabulary is important, especially in an online school where we have very little face-to-face interaction, because it allows you to expand your lexicon, that is to say, your internal word bank. The more you work with words, the more comfortable with them you will become. We will be utilizing Quizlet as a means to study our vocabulary weekly. I recommend 15 to 20 minutes a day, no more, no less. This is not meant to become the only thing you focus on in English, but rather supplement what you are learning and help you to expand your knowledge when reading and writing. On Mondays, I suggest that you go over the flashcards, noting words that are going to be troublesome for you. On Tuesdays, you should attempt the practice portion of Quizlet. On Wednesdays, try the games. If you log into the system, it is a great opportunity to compete with your classmates to see who gets the fastest times and highest scores in Space Race or Scatter. Who knows? There may be some extra credit opportunities that come your way throughout the semester. Finally, on Thursdays, attempt the test in preparation for the actual test that you'll take the next day. On the last day of the week, take your quiz. If you've studied throughout the week, you will be prepared and should have no problem doing well on these assessments. Class Connect sessions are required each and every week, whether you attend the live session or view the recording. These are great opportunities to meet, discuss, and collaborate with your peers. It is also a great opportunity to ask questions and gain clarification for material and assignments that may be confusing to you. In the past, Class Connect sessions have been a separate grade in the gradebook. However, this year, we will be incorporating Class Connect attendance into an end-of-unit quality worker score. This means, at the scheduled end of each unit, according to the course calendar, you will receive a score that takes into account Class Connect attendance, late and missing work, and participation in the course. This means you will need to be up to date on your Class Connect attendance. If you view the Class Connect recording due to a scheduling conflict, you will need to send an email to your instructor with 3 things. They include the class name, the session date, 3 things that you learned during the session. Once again, the class name, the session date, and 3 things that you learned during the recording. You will then receive full credit for the session. Because we only meet 1 day a week, it is imperative that you try to stay updated with assignments and coursework for these sessions to be the most beneficial to you. Come ready to learn, actively participate, and ask any questions you may have for what you are working on in English class. Quizzes and tests are a great way to test your understanding of the information being studied in English class. In addition to your weekly vocabulary quiz, you can expect a weekly quiz most weeks that goes along with the readings and concepts we have been studying. For each unit, you can expect either a unit test or a unit project that serves as the final checkpoint for you to share what you have learned and what you now know. Quizzes are usually 30 points apiece and should not be attempted without reading the course material for the week first. Unit projects and tests will generally be 200 points. Try to get into the routine of completing all of your assignments during the week and saving Friday for your vocabulary quizzes, weekly quizzes, and larger project submissions. Therefore, you have the weekend to prepare for the next week's workload. Just like your comprehension and ability to analyze what you are reading in English class is important, it's also important to be able to convey that understanding through writing effectively too. For English writing assignments, you will always receive feedback alongside your grade when concerning coursework. While a holistic grade is given, meaning 1 grade overall, it is important that you understand the traits that make up that grade. This course uses the 6+1 grading rubric when assessing your writing. We will discuss these next. If you have any questions about any of these course components, please contact your instructor for clarification. At this time, please continue to Part 2 of your Introduction to High School English classes via the YouTube channel or in the course.